Hey everybody, how you doing, Periscope? It's good to see you. Pretty sure that I fixed my tech problem from last week with you guys not being able to message in. So hopefully you guys will be able to ask questions on here if you feel the need to. Don't forget to join us on Facebook at DPT Photography Q&A. That is our discussion site on Facebook. I'm happy to answer any questions that you've got on there as well. My name is Matthew. I am the owner and operator of Dyson Photo Tutoring, and this is going to be sort of not really a tutorial, but a little bit of a guide through how awesome some of the Photox brand of flashes and lighting gear is. Okay, so what we've got is there are a series of flashes and a brand of flashes called Photox, P-H-O-T-T-I-X, okay? They make hotshoe flashes, speed lights for the top of your camera. They make studio lights. They've got a series of different things. So what I've got here in my hand is the Photox Metros Plus, okay? This is an outstanding hotshoe flash that will sit right on top of your camera. In addition to that, we are going to look at, and get this flipped around, we've got the Photox Indra 500, which is a 500 watt second studio light, and we've got the Photox Odin, which is the wireless radio transmitter that you can use to control other flashes wirelessly through a radio transmission via this little receiver here, okay? This is a Nikon SB700 with the Photox Odin receiver put onto it, okay? So what we've got is an absolutely outstanding radio transmitter system that will allow the flashes to be fired from up to about 1,000 feet away, okay? Now, it's very rare that you're ever going to want to be 1,000 feet from your gear, but should you want to be indoors with your flashes set up outdoors, if you're doing nature, say bird photography, and you've got a bird feeder or a birdhouse outside and you don't want to spook the animals as they're coming in, this will allow you to, if you have a wireless transmitter to trigger the camera itself, this will allow you to fire off the flashes from any sort of distance from the flash to the camera or whatever. Okay, or if you're a sports photographer and you are firing the camera on the floor and you've got flashes set up in the rafters in, like, say, a basketball gym, and you've got lights set up in the top of the building, and they're wanting to light down onto the court floor. This, again, having this sort of long distance radio transmission is a really, really good way to go. So what's going to be able to happen is this transmitter system right here, again, we've got the Photox Odin receiver or transmitter, is going to be able to talk to either this receiver that we've got right here that's on the bottom of this camera, or be able to actually talk to this studio light right here, because this studio light is sort of a hybrid between a speed light and a studio light, okay? So it comes with a lithium ion battery, okay? It's going to be able to plug straight into the flash. Now, one thing that I want to point out about this particular battery is that the connection is outstanding, okay? It's got a very well-built construction. It's able to withstand a lot of weight, and it's going to be able to hold very well on your battery pack and your power cord, okay? So what we've got is we will turn this on, and we have full control over our flash on the back, okay? I use this flash a lot. The biggest thing that I love about this flash is that this transmitter that sits on top of my camera, let's go ahead and get it powered on. Turn on my camera. Turn on my transmitter. Now what I've got is I've got a series of channels and groups, okay? Channel 1, and then I've got Group A, Group B, and Group C, all right? So we come over here to the studio flash, and what I've got is I'm on Channel 1, just like my transmitter was, and on Group, I've got the group set to Group A. Now all you have to do is hit this little menu button, now Channel, I can change to whatever channel I want. So if somebody else is out and they have a similar setup, they're not going to be triggering my flashes, okay? That's a terrible thing if another photographer is at the same venue or the same location that you are with a similar setup. Every time they fire, your flashes go off. So this enables you to get all of your lights set into a different channel so that they're not going to be firing against the other camera, okay? Hit the group. Now this is the important part, okay? We've got group A, group B, and group C. So I'm going to put this on group A, all right? And I'm done. I'm on TTL mode, and I've got it set to Odin N, which is Nikon. Now the cool system is that you're able to automatically switch it between Nikon and Canon. So if you're a Nikon shooter or a Canon shooter, you don't have to buy an Indra light specifically for your brand. You just buy the Indra light and then tell it what you're using. Are you using Nikon or are you using Canon? Now, we have here, here, this receiver. Same deal. I've got on this side channels 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, we're on channel 1, so I'm going to keep it on channel 1. If I pull it over here, I've got groups A, groups B, and group C. So I've got my main light set for group A. I'm going to have this light set for group B. Now what's going to happen there, see if it'll focus in, okay, just a little slider lock, you put it onto the group B. Now what's going to happen is here, full TTL. Now for those of you that don't know what TTL stands for, TTL lens. Now what that means is that the camera is metering, okay? The camera is going to read the light that is in your scene, and it's going to gather the light through the lens, TTL, through the lens, and it's going to feed all of that information to your flash. Now, when it feeds that information to your flash is then able to gauge how bright it needs to be, how much power it needs to put out, how far away your subject is. It's going to be able to read all of these settings so that it knows exactly what to do. So with this transmitter, these flashes being TTL, what it's able to do is, I hit select, I'm going to say group A, which is my main light. I can increase the power by up to 3 full stops, and I can do it in third stop increments, which is phenomenal because it really gives you a chance to fine-tune the light and fine-tune exactly how bright your lighting system is going to be. And you can do it all from camera so that you're not constantly having to run over to your lighting and change it. Now, of course, if you're shooting in full manual, you can adjust the shutter speed and aperture and ISO to affect the lighting, okay? But if you're either A, in a hurry, or B, you've got your ambient light metered and set the way you want it, but you just want to really kind of tweak the input or the output of the flash without affecting your depth of field, having this through the lens metering capability and control capability of this transmitter is amazing. Because if you take a picture and you accidentally blow out your subject, all you have to do is hit this button, hit select, go to the channel or group that you're going to be in, turn that particular flash down or up, and you're going to be able to make those adjustments. It's absolutely incredible. Now, I'm going to come back to this flash for just a moment, okay? This is the Phottix Metros Plus. This is a hot shoe flash that is very well built, has a metal plate shoe on the bottom of it, or foot on the bottom of it, which will be fitted, you know, right into your camera's hot shoe. So if you have this transmitter off the camera, Metros offers 2 lines, or Phottix offers 2 lines in the Metros flash. They offer the Metros and the Metros Plus. Now the key difference in the 2 flashes is that the Metros Plus is going to have the transmitter built in. See right here it says MS. That is your master slave. What it's going to do is basically take the place of this Phottix transmitter that we've got on top of the camera. So if you want a flash on your camera giving a main light on camera, say you are at a wedding reception and you want to have a light following you, so you want to have a flash on camera, but you still have a couple of secondary strobes set up around the room, this flash, the Metros Plus, will still be able to control those other flashes up and down. It's incredible. It's absolutely been a total game changer for the way that I shoot portraits, for the way that I shoot weddings, for the way that I do a lot of my events. A lot of my photography has improved because of this Phottix Indra system. If you guys go to the Dyson Photo Tutoring group page, the DPT Photography Q&A, you'll see an example photo that I've recently posted on there that is a good example of how you're able to balance the light between the ambient light, which is the light that's around you in your scene, and the studio strobe. Okay, now with the studio lights like this Indra 500, okay, obviously you're not going to want to just blast the subject with this light directly, okay? So what you'll do is they have a variety of softboxes, umbrellas, lots of different things that you can use to change the light. Give me just a moment here. Okay, I was looking at my Q&A page, had some notifications pop up. Okay, so what you're going to be able to do is through this system here by an umbrella shaft, so you can add an umbrella straight to the studio light, or this system uses what is called a Bowen's speed ring mount. So any sort of lighting that you have that uses a Bowen's speed ring, any sort of softboxes or octaboxes or beauty dishes will mount straight to this. They don't actually have to be by the Photix brand. They just have to be able to use that Bowen's speed ring. Okay, speed ring is just the metal ring that's going to allow a softbox to mount straight to this unit. So you've got this unit here, which again can basically integrate directly and seamlessly with your speedlight flashes, which is really one of the #1 reasons why I went with this particular system. Now, a lot of photographers out there are going with a series of flashes and a brand of flashes that is called ProPhoto. Okay, now ProPhoto is an absolutely amazing line of flashes. They're also extremely expensive. Okay, now they're absolutely worth it. I'm not trying to knock ProPhoto in any way. They are phenomenal flashes, but they are a lot higher end. They are a much more expensive series of flashes. Okay. The #1 reason, though, that I didn't go with that brand of flashes isn't the expense. It was the fact that you can't integrate the ProPhoto lighting system seamlessly with full TTL capability with speedlight flashes. So my Nikon SB700 or my Photix Mitros Plus, I couldn't use those same lighting rigs in the ProPhoto series and still get TTL capability. Now, I could use them in full manual, but that completely defeats the purpose of being able to control the light up and down from a distance without having to continuously move over to the light or make awkward adjustments on the camera. By having this Photix series all be able to talk to each other, I never have to run over to my flashes, I never have to run over to my lighting and make those adjustments there. And it makes you look a lot better as a photographer when you're working with a client. I had a portrait shoot over the weekend, and I didn't want to constantly be running over to make adjustments because I had a light set in a different place or whatever. By being able to maneuver the power of the light in third stop increments, be it up or down, I'm able to really, really fine-tune the light and make sure that I'm able to get the power output set on the light exactly if I don't have the light set in exactly the right place. Okay? Now, a few tips with flash photography is the larger the light source, the softer the light. Okay? Now, that doesn't necessarily mean the larger light itself, be the studio strobe over the speed light. That really, I'm talking more about the light modifier that you decide to use. Okay? So, if you have a smaller softbox versus a larger softbox, the larger softbox is going to produce a softer light. Also, the closer that light is to your subject, the softer the light is going to be. Okay, you're going to get softer lighting. You're not going to get quite the harsh shadows that you would if your light source was smaller and or farther away. So by being able to maneuver the power of this light, I can get an approximate placement of the light to get the sort of look that I want, whether it's a hard light or a soft light. And then if the power output on the light isn't quite what I need, I'm able to use this transmitter right here. Let me get pulled around. I'm able to use this transmitter right here and make all the adjustments that I need right here from the camera, okay? Again, being able to do this from the camera is absolutely crucial. You wake everything up, you punch in the numbers, you go to A, tell the main light that you want it to be one full stop overexposed, click the select button, it will go to the second light, you tell it you want it to be a third stop over, you go to the third light should you have a third light, and maybe you want to key it down and you just want a soft, subtle background light or a hair light. Hit select again, make sure that you're on the right channel, take your picture, and when you take your picture, whoo, I bet that looked a little weird for you guys. What's going to happen is that is going to trigger my studio light, which is then going to be exactly the power outing that I needed it to be. I can't say enough good things about this Photics system, okay? The Indra 500, again, it's a 500 watt second flash. They also make an Indra 360, which is basically just the 500's little brother. It's a slightly smaller watt second flash, still has all the same capabilities. Its recycle time is a little slower than the 500. I find that on the 500 I'm averaging about 2 seconds or so between strobes. Now, it also comes, the 360 comes with a much smaller battery pack. However, one of the coolest things that I like about the battery pack that 500 is not only can you, let me see if I can get it on here and looked, not only can you set it to standard, you can also set it to high speed. Now when you set it to high speed, what that's going to do is that is going to allow you to have a much faster recycle time, though it does drain the battery significantly faster. You've got two inputs, so you can add a flash here and you can put a second strobe here. But another cool thing about this flash, or about this battery, is that it has a standard USB port on here, okay? Now the USB port on this, hey Sam, what we're looking at right here is the Photics Indra 500. It's a studio light that is able to be controlled fully TTL through a Photics transmitter, okay, which is right here, and it will sit on top of your camera. And let me get this button pushed here. On the top of the camera, it will allow you to make adjustments to the flash by controlling the flash output up or down by up to 3 full stops. Now this light has the receiver built into it, so everything that you control from that transmitter is going to go straight to this flash and be able to control radio. This is the lithium battery pack that goes for that light, okay? You're able to put, again, plug up to 2 lights into it. It has the inputs for 2 lights. You've got high speed or standard speed for your strobe itself, and it's got a standard USB port. So what I have been able to do is in the field plug my phone straight into this, or if you have some other type of USB device that needs to be charged or powered, you can actually use this battery to not only power your studio lights but also to control and power your other USB devices, okay? Now the system, the Photics Indra, is, can you buy one? Yeah, I guess you could buy one. They'll be online, they'll be at local camera shops. There's lots of places that can have them. Unfortunately, you cannot buy one of mine because I absolutely adore it and will never get rid of it. So, but what's going to be available with this light is the Indra 500. It also comes with this reflector here. It's going to come with the power cord, the battery itself, and it's going to have this case. Okay, so it does come with a pretty nice case to carry it all in. This the Photics Indra 500, I believe, is about $1,300. It is a little higher than some of the flashes out there, but it's also not nearly as expensive as some of the other radio transmitter flashes. What I was talking about earlier, Sam, is Pro Photo is a series of lights that is 2 to 3 times more expensive than this. The benefit of this one, even though it is a lot more expensive, is, again, it's full TTL, which means that you can control the flash wirelessly from the camera and get all the flash output. So either way, that is my Photics Indra gear. I use it a lot. I've really been able to improve my photography in general with these lighting tools. One of the greatest things about Flash is that once you learn how to use it, Flash will absolutely improve your photography. Okay, there are a lot of photographers out there that will basically tell everybody that they are natural light photographers, and that's fine. There is not a thing wrong with being a natural light photographer. However, if you take a little bit of time and learn how to control Flash off camera, your photography will absolutely improve tenfold. It's hard to describe how much better an image can look by the proper placement and power output of a flash. A good softbox, a good umbrella, lots of different things are going to impact it, but the bottom line is the same. If you learn how to use flash, your portraiture is going to improve dramatically. Macro photography is going to improve dramatically. There's lots of benefits to having strobe flash. Okay. Again, the Odin is the transmitter and receiver system. So if you have other flashes that are not able to read that Odin transmitter, you can get these receivers to go on the bottom of any flashes that you already have that are TTL style flashes. You are going to have the Photox Indra, which is the Indra 500 or the Indra 360, which is your studio light. Or you're going to have the Photox Mitros and Mitros Plus. Photox has done an absolutely outstanding job of creating and of lighting. Okay, this ecosystem talks to each other seamlessly. They do a really good job of giving you exactly the type of output that you're looking for. And I know that the pricing is a little high. I know the pricing is a little much for some people if you're just getting started into studio lighting or off-camera lighting, but the benefits significantly outweigh the cons. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, be sure to message me. Go to DysonPhotoTutoring.com. You can contact me through there. Go to Facebook at Dyson Photo Tutoring there, or we also have the DPT. Photography Q&A. It's a Facebook group. Join the group. We'll absolutely approve you. You can ask any questions there, post photos, critique, do all kinds of things. Hope you guys are having a good night. Have a good weekend coming up. Happy shooting. We'll see you later. Thanks.